The Night King is a mysterious and legendary character who appears in both Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire. But who was he, and where did he come from? Let me know in the comment section if, like me, you really want the Night King to be Daemon Targaryen. But before I run my mouth around Tyrion Lannister and get backhanded for my troubles...
You're talking to a king!
And now I've struck a king. Did my hand fall from my wrist?
I'd like to say hello, guys and gals. I'm Nick, and welcome to Firthy's Feedback. So, the origin of the Night King is shown in Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 5, The Door. Bran, who at this point has become experienced in travelling through time with his vision, is taken by the three-eyed raven far back into the past. He walks into a grove surrounding the same heart tree he is sitting beneath in the present, but now there is no snow in the lands beyond the wall. Bran sees Game of Thrones' Children of the Forest led by Leaf surround an unidentified man bound to the tree and watches as Leaf stabs a piece of dragonglass into his heart. The man's screams quickly go silent as his eyes ice over, much like the baby's eyes in Game of Thrones Season 4, Episode 4, Oathkeeper. It's revealed that the Children of the Forest are responsible for creating the White Walkers, beginning with the Night King. When Bran returns to the present and confronts Leaf about what she did thousands of years ago, Leaf responds that they made the White Walkers to defend ourselves from you. When the first men came to Westeros, they fought the Children of the Forest. As a last resort, the children created the White Walkers as a desperate gambit to destroy their enemies. However, at some point, something went wrong. The Children of the Forest were pushed back to the lands beyond the wall and fell into legend and folktale as the race of men proliferated. The White Walkers turned on their creators, with the Night King seeming to have a special enmity for the children and their ally, the Three-Eyed Raven, and retreated into myth. It's an important lesson in the series that magical power is not so easily controlled. This is a resonant theme that goes for both the ice in the series as well as the fire, as Jon Snow comes to understand with Daenerys Targaryen and her dragons. Though the Night King is powerful in Game of Thrones, the character is not officially present in A Song of Ice and Fire yet. In the books, there is a similar character known in legend as the Night King. The Night King is a figure from Westeros' Age of Heroes, a semi-mythical time period in history. It was during this time that many of the founders of Westeros' great houses were supposed to have lived. Bran the Builder of House Stark, Lan the Clever of House Lannister, and the Grey King of the Iron Islands are all said to have lived during this period. The wall was built during the Age of Heroes, and many famed Lord Commanders of the Night's Watch ruled it over the years. The 13th Lord Commander, however, is the most notorious. The unnamed Lord Commander was said to have met a pale woman with ice-blue eyes beyond the wall, to whom he gave his soul. He made the woman his queen, and he declared himself the Night King and ruled from the Night Fort, a Night's Watch castle in the wall. There he committed nameless atrocities and made sacrifices to the others, much like Craster ended up doing thousands of years later. In A Song of Ice and Fire, many references to the Night King come from Old Nan, the Stark children's caregiver. Her stories are often repeated by the children and members of the Night's Watch, and it's never quite clear what exactly is history and what's legend. In her stories, the crimes committed under the Night King's rule were so egregious that Brandon the Breaker, the King of Winter, and Joramun, the King Beyond the Wall, banded the Stark men and their allies with the Free Folk to defeat the Night King. Afterward, all records of the Night King's reign and even his name were stricken from record. In the show, a similar alliance would be formed thousands of years later between Jon Snow and the Free Folk against the Night King. The legend of the Night King and his hidden backstory have led to Northerners theorizing about the identity of the king. Some believe the Night King was a Bolton. This would make sense considering the violent history of the house. A flayed man is on their banner for a reason, and the atrocities described in legend could very well include skinning sacrifices alive. Other theories about the Night King identity include him being a member of House Umber and House Flint. However, Old Nan also says that the Night King could be a member of House Stark, maybe even brother of Brandon the Breaker. House Stark historically ruled the North and were members of the Night's Watch. It would take someone as respected as a Stark to lead a rebellion, evil or not. This would also add an element of tragedy to the legend, how brother fought against brother. The Night King has yet to appear in the shows, but if he does, answers regarding the relationship between the Night King and the Night King from Game of Thrones should be made clearer. I mean, I just want it to be Daemon Targaryen. How about you?